All right, man. I see y'all popping up. I see Yamarukan. Hey, what's up, fam? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. I bet. Am I coming through clear? Y'all gotta excuse me. This is my first time doing this thing, man. So, uh, I tried it on the phone. I know what the hell I was doing. So I left it alone. But a lot of people been asking me, man, when I was gonna go live, man. When you gonna do something on YouTube? When you gonna go live? And I'm working with right now. Olamide Lagoye Bayel. He wants to do it in another manner, and we just waiting to get that popping pretty soon. So it'll be on the regular. But basically, I want to talk, man, really about these issues going on, and if any questions y'all may have, you know, uh, after I speak. But shit is heating up out here, man. It really is. And at the root of it is really nationality. I mean, these Oyobos, man, aka Albions, aka Europeans, they don't have no nationality either. So they actually feel like that those monuments that they got placed up and all of that type of stuff, they got to understand, man, they property. They property. So as property, you can't even speak on property. You ain't got no connection to those monuments. They killed that when you was born. Straight up. The moment you was born, the moment your mother gave you away, the moment you said that you was white, those monuments ain't yours. You have no tie to them whatsoever. And truth be told, if you really want to get into the meat and potatoes of the Civil War history, a lot of y'all came up off them plantations as well, working in them fields too. It just wasn't melanated, folks. It was y'all as well. So, hold on. Some of y'all were side by side. Y'all can see that in the old drawing of Abraham Lincoln when it says freedom for all, both black and white. It has Albions enslaved, and it has melanated Asiatics in bondage. So, the history was a race. I was watching Pastor Ray Hagan this morning up in St. Louis. He said in 1867 they started wiping out all the history. They said, man, what you could learn and what you couldn't learn. So a lot of y'all going around here thinking that that this history belongs to you. I'm sorry, it doesn't. So the root issue of this shit, man, is nationality, man. Moors, y'all got to start standing up and holding these people accountable, man. I counted my public record pages the other day. Me and lady friend of mine, it was 1,362 pages, man. How I've been banging on this beast on the court records. That's just in my trust, not counting the works I've done for other people. Just me alone, 1,362 pages. Y'all got to start banging on these beasts, and y'all got to start holding them accountable, man, with the treaty. The treaty is the contract. Any other things, you may look at the Constitution, the treaty as, man, look at it as strictly contract law. And when you enforce it like that, you'll see that it's going to make things move a lot smoother for you, man. You there to enforce the contract, and hold on, y'all moving. Y'all moving. Let me see what's popping on this thing, man. God dang, this thing moving, man. Well, y'all got this timeline moving like fatback swimming in butter beans. But you have to look at it, man, strictly from a contractual point of view. Do not let this devil escape. And when I say devil, I'm talking about no skin complexion. It could be Oyobos, aka Albions, Europeans. It could also be sellout Asiatics. Anybody that's over there supporting that democracy, they are the problem. They are the issue. They are the ones who are with the mixed war issue that Franklin Delano Roosevelt started back in 1933. We have been under occupation and mixed war. The Moroccan Empire right now is under occupation via mixed war. And it wouldn't have gotten this way if some of those people in the temples would have stood firm on what the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali has said. We weren't supposed to be having no certificates of live birth. We weren't supposed to be having no social security cards. We weren't supposed to be having none of that type of stuff. But the moment he veiled the form, some people cut some backdoor deals and under the table deals and started working, man, with the new regime that was coming in, the New Deal. And that's how now, 84 years later, shit is all jacked up. Because some Moors thought that the grass was green on the other side. Thank heavens for me, I had my great-grandmother Odessa Yancey and my great-great-grandmother Eliza Johnson Gibson, who made sure I knew who I was. They never told me I was black, never told me I was African. They said, baby, you from here. We've always been here. You black Indian. Quit saying you black. You're not from Africa. Mama Apache. Great-great-grandma Eliza, I'm Apache. You know what I'm saying? Also known as Nadine. This is who you are. And as I got older and I started digging more and more into my family history, I started finding out that there were other quote-unquote tribal lineages. And as I got older and started in wisdom and started digging more into the history, I found out that this is under international law what is known as the Moroccan Empire, and how it became the Moroccan Empire via the laws of inheritance from the Punic Iberian, Carthaginian, Canaanite, Phoenician Canaanite Empire when the first land claim was done. And the land was claimed by Hanno the Navigator, who was a king of Cadiz on the Iberian Peninsula, which just happened to be an outpost and later developed into a thriving kingdom of Carthage. So they came over here, they thoroughly landmarked the land. Being that the land is thoroughly landmarked, none of that stuff can be removed. These, for example, the Born Stone, a proclamation of annexation, do not deface. With this, Hanno takes possession. When you go and look at the scriptures, what they call the Bible, and also another brother had told me about Al-Warith in the Quran. Y'all need to go look up Al-Warith. Hold on for a minute. Al-Warith means the inheritor of all, the successor, the inheritor of all that is. This is one of the 99 attributes of Allah, but it's also talked about in the surah. It's also talked about in the surah. Now, if you know anything about the Quran, come on, man, y'all gonna have to quit hitting me, man, in this inbox, man. I'm trying to talk to the peoples. All right. Please, y'all, come on, chill out. All right. Al-Warith, sorry about that, y'all. Al-Warith, it's in the surah. Just Google it. A-L Alpha Lima Warith. Whiskey. Alpha. Romeo. India. Tango. Hotel. Al-Warith. The inheritor, successor of all that is. Also, the Quran confirms the Helios Biblos, or the Sun Book, because it confirms all of the prophets in there. Confirms all the prophets. And the prophets have already laid down the law. Laying down the law in regards to landmarks. Deuteronomy chapter 19:14, Deuteronomy chapter 27:17, Proverbs 22 verse 28, Proverbs 23:10, and so on in the book and other passages. It talks about landmarks. If you remove them, there's a curse upon you, because those landmarks deal strictly with inheritance. The way the Oyobo, this Albion, got over here is via the papal bulls. The papal bulls draw their source of law from the canon. The canon draws its source from the Bible, Helios Biblos, Sun Book, and the natural law. So they already know what it is. They just had to denationalize you to remove you out of the name of your ancestral estate, so those landmarks no longer pertain to you. The same thing by in genetics, and also this false history of the out of Africa, which is now is showing more and more that actually, man, we began here in the Americas and migrated outwards. That you had no connection to places like Toca de Esperanza, 295, 300,000 years ago. Cerro de Capivara in Brazil, 100,000 years ago. Huaylaco in Mexico, 250,000 years ago. The Calico site, 200,000 years ago in California. Texas Street site, 80 to 90,000 years ago in California. The site over here in South Carolina, 50,000 years ago, the Topper site, and all of these other places. Even if you go back to Toca de Esperanza, no Neanderthal remains have been found in the Americas, so they can stop that lie. That's number one. Number two, we carry the blood type, we carry the haplogroups of antiquity that can match up with those sites in regards to the antiquity of them and the archaeological age of those sites. Number three, we're not even going to go into, I'm just going to let you do your own homework on it. I got it in the OneDrive. You can go to the anthropological, archaeological folder. You will find that malaria, which has a kinship with O-type blood, it's found to be 15 million years old, and it was found in some amber resin in a mosquito in the Dominican Republic. Once again, the Amaruca, or the Americas. Not in Africa, it was found here. And O-type blood is over 10 million years old. So we've had a relationship with this P. vivax malaria for millions of years. O-type blood, not A, not B, not AB, but O. And malaria is ravaging Africa. When the British came here and they settled into Honduras as well, they said, man, there were people known as the Garifuna. They travel around all day, man. The mosquitoes is biting us up. We dying, but the mosquitoes don't even bother them. They have some type of natural immunity to it. So these people had to tell a lie in order to remove you from your ancestral estate. They had to tell a lie and reclassify you because we're mixed bloods as well. We have the blood of the Kemites in us, the Cushites, the Canaanites, also known as the Phoenicians, Carthaginians, and Punic Iberians. We have those blood lineages in us. So this estate is already yours by, what is this? I have to read it later. Y'all excuse me, man. A lot of people, man, coming in. But this estate is already yours. It is yours. Y'all got to stand the fuck up and start banging on this beast, man, and come and get your shit. I should have been the only one banging on this motherfucker since 2009. Start writing these people. Start taking them contracts in there and enforcing this shit. They are dead. They can't do nothing. Their rudder is gone. The propeller is gone. They killed themselves with the 14th Amendment and the fraud. They killed themselves with the democracy. They killed themselves with the bankruptcy. All of this shit is public records. I laid it out for y'all. I know it costs, quote unquote, notes, fiat, but y'all need to have these for your own personal records. So, man, y'all can start decapitating these devils, man. Y'all need to start decapitating them, man, administratively. Cut the legs out from underneath them, man, because when you're dealing with law, especially de jure law, there's only one thing that holds the highest precedence in law, and that's the truth. The truth. Tango, Romeo, uniform, tango, hotel. The truth. That is it. Nothing else. The moment you tell a lie, all credibility is gone from you. You've lost your credibility. They lost their credibility a long time ago. A long time ago. So, back to this estate. The genetics now is showing who we are up on the land. They can't deny that. The buffer that they had put in place, this $5 Indian, most of them are Ellis Islanders. Don't let these people fool you. They had no place to put them, a lot of them, because a lot of them were, quote unquote, came from areas where they would be classified as black, a status. Go back and look at Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, whatever that guy was, dealing with the Boston bombings. They said in Russia he'd be black. That was his status. You see what I'm saying? So what they did was they stuck a lot of them, man, dealing with the Bureau of Indian Affairs and the Dawes rolls up underneath this fraudulent classification that they put for them. That's how your Cody Iron Eyes and all of those guys came about. He was 100% Sicilian, but he on TV crying in the 70s. I remember this shit. Talking about all the trash and stuff on the land. Man, you fake. Get out of here. You like my great grandmama, man, Odessa say that white man pretend to be Indian. He playing Indian. You understand what I'm saying? Our elders knew who we were up on the land. And you got to go back to those oral traditions of what your elders told you. My folks couldn't read or write. One born around about 1880, one born around about 1911. But they had oral tradition, man, sharper, man, than a Ginsu. Than a Ginsu blade. And that's what they passed on to me. Now the genetics done lined up with everything they done told me. You see what I'm saying? So, with this being said, you have aboriginal title to the land. Black's Law Dictionary, Bouvier's Dictionary Law, 1856. Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, 1968. 3rd edition, 2nd edition, all the way down to 1st edition, 1891. It tells you, man, what land belongs to no one by natural reason belongs to the first occupant. We're the only ones that can match the first occupant in archaeological finds over here. I'm sorry, Mongoloid phenotype brothers, but the truth is coming out now. And not only that, you need to go and read the book. This is for all of my brothers who are of the Mongoloid phenotype, but know also that they Moors. A lot of them are coming out with the truth. And they know the truth. Shout out to El Mario out there, man, on the west side. Dubs up. Go and read Time Walker. Dakota Time Walker. It's in the OneDrive. It's in the historical reading folder. I got it in there. And also he has a lot of other stuff in it, this guy I'm about to mention. It's in the, I think it's called the America's Empire folder. But it's like the top folder when you go into the OneDrive historical reads. This guy's name was Meredith Musa Quinn. He said that the Moors were the trustees of the land. He talked about the ones that came from over in the east. He said that the international language of trade was Arabic. He comes forward with all of this stuff. He said the ancient language that was spoken on the American continent was known as the Kim language, K-E-M, short for Kemet. He told he's a pale. He looks like a Anglo Mongoloid mix of what you see today, but he came forward with the truth. He talked about Coptic being over here. He talked about the language. He talked about Phoenician. He talked about all that stuff. All y'all got to do is go and read it. I got it in the OneDrive. Y'all have aboriginal title to the land. Y'all also have imperial title to the land. Kush came over here. That's where the cocaine mummies come from. Out the Nubia Kush. Pekupta was over here. That's why you find Medu Neter all throughout the place. And then you got the ancient Libyans, all these other various peoples. The ones who claimed the land was the Canaanite, Phoenician, Carthaginian, Punic, Iberian with the Bourne Stone up in Comassaguncon, Cape Cod Bay, Massachusetts. It is a landmark. These Europeans cannot get around that. The only thing they could do was remove you up out of that inheritance. That's it. You got the scripture backing your landmarks. You have the works of Prince Uriel Bay in the books, the talisman, consecrated talisman Salmagundi, showing where he done filed all this stuff for you as well in this landmark. So now, with the aboriginal title plus the imperial title, you're droit, or what they call droit in French, which means, man, right of possession, right of property. You have perfect, complete, indefeasible title. Can't nobody surmount it. It's game over. And y'all got to start writing these people as the primogenitor freehold heirs by blood, birthright, inheritance, landowner, landlords, land creditors, and creditors and say, hey, I'm talking to you. I have a problem with what you're doing. And start voicing the problems you have. I know a lot of us, man, struggle with fiat. Some of us have fiat problems. Those of you that have groups, find the strongest one with the writing ability and also comprehension of de jure law, and y'all fund that person to be your voice. That's what you need to do. Fund them to be your voice. And all of y'all can pitch in the fiat to get these things accomplished for a group. We got to start acting like the hive, y'all. We got to start acting like the beehive. We got to. We cannot afford to let the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali's legacy go. We cannot afford to let the Empress Verdiasi, Washita Tunica Turner, Ghostinel Bay, cannot afford to let her legacy go. We cannot afford to let CM Bay's legacy go. We cannot afford to let Prince Uriel Bay's legacy go. I'm just a small drop in the ocean. All the stuff I put on the books was for Moors. It was for y'all. There's no guarantee I'll be here tomorrow, but I would hope somebody, man, pick up the torch and steadily bang on this beast. For real. So this is what y'all got to start doing. Y'all got to start acting like a hive mind. Those who are good at research, you may have 2 or 3 in your group that's good at research, especially with the law. Then what you do, you say, hey, we're going to research this here. All right, this is the issue. This is what needs to be addressed. Okay, you may have, sometimes it's a lot to type out. So you may get another person, man, to help this person do the administrative work. Whatever it takes, man, y'all start acting like a collective. For real. They're already falling. There's chaos. There's chaos amongst them already. We ain't got to do nothing. All we got to do is sit back. The Holy Prophet told us that one day they'll be able to do no business except through the Asiatic Moors. And then the European asked, will we be saved this time? This ain't your standard European man working at J.C. Penney's or Kroger's, stocking groceries and stuff. No, these were, man, masons and shriners who knew that eventually their time was going to be up. They knew this. And he was saying that the only way you'll be saved is what the Holy Prophet said. The only way you're going to be saved is through the help of the Moors. That's it. As far as these groups, like all these quote unquote black Indian Negroes that got beef with the Moors, forget about what they say, because they ignorant as hell when it comes to the law. They don't know shit. They dumb as a fucking box of rocks. They don't know the law. You have aboriginal title, and under international law, you have imperial title. I've known several people, especially one in my clan, who travels the world extensively. And when she tells them who she is, I'm not gonna mention her name, but when she tells them who she is, with her title at the end, their eyes get big as dinner plates. Their eyes get big as dinner plates. Then they start expounding on the history to her about what they know about the Americas and the Carthaginian, Canaanite, Phoenicians who put a claim on the land. This is known internationally. So these niggas running around here, man, patting their hand over their mouth, all that, fuck them. Leave them where they at. Because rest assured, you don't have a nationality, I guarantee you they gonna stoke the fires with their black asses in the camp. For real. So don't even argue with these folks. Do what you need to do to secure the genetics and the work I've already done in the Krakens 1 and 2. It's already secured Aboriginal title who's already here. Those that have read the works of Krakens 1 and 2 will tell you this. I've already locked it down for who we are genetically and anthropologically and archaeologically over here. Secure imperial title. Secure imperial title. I got the 11-step process for those who don't have nationality. You can go to ObaShango-El.com. That's Oscar, Bravo, Alpha, Sierra, Hotel, Alpha, November, Golf, Oscar, Echo, Lima. Sierra Hotel, yo, hold on. ObaShango-El.com. ObaShangoel.com. Click the link below my picture. And you go look at the 11-step process, and also the descent letter that you put with what Brother Tyrone gives you. And once you secure your 11 steps, you do your bonds, you do your silver. The reason why those have asked me about the silver bonds, listen, these people are a maritime admiralty corporation now. They can operate all the way in the corporate now. They don't have to operate like a government. Why? Because they have assumed that everyone is dead, which technically, if you haven't denounced that 14th Amendment, if you haven't denounced the birth certificate in regards to it having no nationality, it's already in violation of that. If you haven't spoke on the bankruptcy, democracy, if you haven't, man, brought this stuff to their attention and come to reclaim your birth inheritance, well, then technically everybody is dead in their eyesight. They are dead. So they can deal with these people in a property-like fashion, any manner that they so please. Doesn't matter your skin tone. You can be pale as a sheet of paper. Guess what? You're dead. You have no rights. You only have privileges. You can be, man, dark as asphalt. Guess what? If you don't have a nationality, you have no rights. You only have privileges. Privileges can be revoked. It can be revoked. It's like a badass kid. When they cut up, you take their privileges away. So this is where we at. Go ahead, man, and get yourself back right standing in law. Then what you start doing is you start addressing these issues to these people. And do not be afraid to use the newspaper when they go into defaults on your administrative claims and file stuff in the legal section for 30 days and address these people saying, hey, I'm filing this against you because you didn't answer privately, so I'm bringing this private matter public in the newspaper for general knowledge and general circulation so everybody can go to the public record and see the issue that I had with you. Now, if you don't address it publicly, it's already game over in the private, but I'm finna stab like OJ and get away in the public. For real. And once you do that, you lock their asses down with that treaty, and then you make the FBI ass stand up. Hey, man, you owe me an obligation. Chop, chop. I need you to go enforce this. The judges are dead. Your magistrates are dead. But I'm telling you, under Article 20, I need assistance, and you got to enforce this underneath 1836 treaty. If you don't, really, by all intents and purposes, under Article 24, when they did that mixed war stunt in 1933, they should have been packing their bags and leaving. Because it tells you, somebody texting me, man, please, whoever that is, please be respectful. It tells you that if there's a problem between the empire and turn this phone off, man. Cancel. Y'all bear with me for a minute, man. Devil always busy, man. In spirit form. Negative energies, even though they may not be negative, they may be well, man. But when you're dropping knowledge, man, it's always something. So, but anyway, by all intents and purposes, underneath Article 24 of the treaty, 1933, they should have been packing their bags and getting back on them boats, man, heading their asses back over to Europe. Because that mixed war shit was a violation of the treaty. You violated. That's what you did. That's what you did. And you start also writing up there to that embassy and letting them know that, hey, look here, man, you owe a trustee obligation because the imperial title that Morocco now holds for the empire, it was the empire. It was over here and it was Northwest Africa. Now they're the kingdom of Morocco, but they still hold the landmarks. They still hold the landmarks in regards to the land being called Asku Shamal, the northern land of the continent lying beyond the sunset, and the first church ever built on these lands up in Kukaponzit Forest, Connecticut. That is a landmark. And they received it also from the Bornstone, the inheritance of the Bornstone from the Punic Iberian Empire, Hanno the Navigator. You start, man, banging on the damn embassy's ass and say, hey, look, y'all owe a trustee obligation. In the Quran, it tells them about a trustee obligation. It tells them this. So therefore, man, you got to uphold the laws in regards to the landmarks, and we're the rightful inheritors. Article 24, they should have been on those boats, heading their asses back to Europe when it came to that mixed war stunt. Go read it for yourself. The sad part about it, the reason why it didn't happen, because there were some sellouts in what Noble Drew Ali had established. It's messed up, but it's real. This is the truth of the matter. So, y'all start holding these folks accountable. Real talk. As far as these Black Lives Matter groups, Moors, don't get involved in that crap. Your issue is land. Your issue is land. Remember that. Your issue is land. Empress Verdiasi already told you who we were. Paleo-American Autochthonous Aborigines. She tells you this. We're the Paleo-Aborigines. It's in her book. Return of the Ancient Ones. And she talks about the empires from the east coming over. Your issue is land. It ain't in none of that crap that these Black Lives Matter movement. Them niggas is being funded. They being funded. You ain't got no dog in that fight. Stay up out of it. Your issue is land and to reclaim your landlord status. Because these people doing business on your soil owe you money. And here's the thing. Let's speak about that. All right. Excuse me for a minute, man. It's hot as hell in this room. All right. Your issue is money. These folks owe you gold and silver. The problem is they cannot dig into the state and pay you with what already belongs to you. They can't do that. Maxim of law. He who owns the soil owns up to the sky and down to the depths of the earth. So they broke. They can't pay you your own shit. A foreign nation would have to come in here and clear their debts for them. And ain't nobody finna cover their debts. All right. So the only way they can compensate you by law, they're supposed to be releasing those credits that they done made bukus of from pledging you in their commerce. We're going to walk down the treaty in a minute. But you hold all land rights, all mineral rights, all water rights, all air, sky, and space rights, and you are also the third-party beneficiary to every contract, arrangement, or agreement made, whether public or private, that takes place upon your land, due to non-compensation for the use of your land, raw materials, and natural resources. Now, what does that mean? What that means is this right here. I'm gonna have to go back and read these comments later, boy. Y'all banging on that line. Hearts popping up, man. Y'all got hearts floating like that little damn, what's that candy back in when we was kids? That little Valentine's Day candy. But appreciate the love though, for real. What that means is McDonald's is supposed to be cutting you a check. Walmart's is supposed to be cutting you a check. JB Hunt Trucking is supposed to be cutting you a check. Tyson Foods is supposed to be cutting you a check. Chase Morgan is supposed to be cutting you a check. Bank of America is supposed to be cutting you a check. Wells Fargo is supposed to be cutting you a check. All these MFs doing business on your soil are supposed to, man, hey, money on the wood makes the bet good. They got to put the bread down, man. They got to lay it down. For real. And my people that's from the streets, y'all know how we say, get down or lay down. If you ain't putting that bread down, then, hey, you have to lay down. Straight up. And you lay them down with that administrative process. These people, man, owe you. They owe you big time. They are 230 years in the arrears and what they owe you as of this year, the 1787 treaty. They 230 years in the arrears. Where they gonna get that from? Principal plus interest. Where they gonna get it from? Russia ain't finna pay it for them. China ain't finna pay it for them. And we only want silver and gold. That's it. We don't want your fiat. And you can't dig in the soil. Now, let's address this lie about the treaty. Because you know they love lying. So we're finna address this lie. Here's the thing. When you look at that 1836 treaty, which is a spinoff of the 1787 treaty, United States Statutes at Large, Volume H, Stat 100 through 105, or Volume 8, pages 100 through 105, and then you go to Volume 8, pages 484 through 487. That's where you can find the treaty enacted in the federal statute. Okay. Number one, the reason why you can bring the Bible and the Quran in, because it tells you, the treaty opens up with, in the name of God, the merciful, the clement. In Arabic, that's Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now, we already know the Quran confirms the works of the prophets. We know the prophet confirms the works of El Elyon, Yahweh, Allah. As far as the laws pertaining to landmarks, Congress confirmed the Bible in United States Statutes at Large 96 Stat 1211. So let's walk down through a few of these articles on this treaty. Article 2 said, if either of the parties shall be at war with any nation whatever, both parties agree to neither take a commission from the enemy nor fight under their colors. Now let's stop right there. That in and of itself, they already out of law. The moment they left the Republic and they started to embrace the democracy, and they started mixed war on the Moors, they already had violated Article 2 of the treaty. They took a commission from the democracy and they fall under the color of law. The democracy was created by the bankers with the aid of Franklin D. Roosevelt. If you read the congressional records of Jacob Thorkelson, Montana representative, he tells you that it actually started when they put a central bank over here up underneath the Bank of England. Because make no mistake about it, the Federal Reserve is in bed with the Bank of England. It's the baby of the Bank of England. They destroyed the constitutional form of government according to the records and changed it from a republic to a semi-democracy. 20 years later, 1933, they destroyed it all together, and it's a full-blown democracy. Franklin Delano Roosevelt tells you this in the inaugural addresses of 1933, 1937, 1941, and 1945. Go to my website, ObaShango-El.com. Scroll down, you see Project Wamco. Look under the links. Who told you that this was a democracy? Read for yourself. It's in there. Click on the link. You can download it. Read it for yourself. All right. The moment they started bringing Moors into that democracy, that was a violation of Article 2 of the treaty. They violated under mixed war. They violated. If the treaty is not on the table of every contract, see, Morocco in the East is tied to this land forever. They're tied to this land forever via the landmarks. They're tied to this land forever, not only via the landmarks, not only via the landmarks are they tied to this land forever, but the bloodline is being descendants of the Carthaginians, Punic Iberians. So they can no more change the blood in their veins. And I'm talking about the real ones. I'm not talking about those ones that are actually French or French, but they're tied to this soil forever via the landmarks and the blood in their veins. So they can no more denounce their interest in this land than we could denounce ours as being Paleo-American, autochthonous Aborigines, and carrying the bloodline of our cousins and family from the East. We're forever linked. We're forever linked. The key is to find out what all of this means in international law. That's the issue. What does it mean in international law? So, with that being said, he was in violation of Article 2. When you go to Article 3 of the treaty, it says that if a war happens to break out and they make prize of a vessel of the enemy, and there should be found on board the vessel subjects and effects, i.e. people and property, that both of them are supposed to pass back to the Allies free and unmolested. Free and unmolested. All right. The democracy is a vessel in commerce. United States democracy and all of the 50 state corporations are vessels in commerce. Make no mistake about it. All commerce is under admiralty law. All of it. So, anything that was found in the corporate democracy, the moment these people take an oath, that treaty is part of their oath. They are supposed to release you if you have proclaimed your nationality, done it lawfully, and got everything in place. Anything that belongs to you that is loaded on that corporate vessel known as the state of Arkansas, the state of California, state of Texas, state of Georgia, whatever, the United States, anything that's over there that belongs to you, including if they have you trapped up in that mess, but your status is correct, they're supposed to release you and return your effects to you. Automatically. The moment they take an oath on that Constitution, they automatically agree to the treaty. Doesn't matter if they know or not, they should know it. Because how the hell your dumb ass gonna take an oath on the Constitution and don't know the laws pertaining thereto? Ignorance of it is no excuse. So they're supposed to give that to you. They have to. Now, the next one under the doctrine of comity is Article 6. If a Moor makes prize of a citizen of the United States and brings them into the dominions of the Sultan or the Empire, the citizen is to be set at liberty immediately and his effects restored to him. And if Moors who are not subject of the Empire, that's where the Paleo-American Aborigine comes in. People like the Washita Moors. If we make prize of a citizen and we happen to go into the dominions of the Sultan, it's the same thing. Their stuff is released and they are released and their stuff is returned to them. Under the doctrine of comity, they have to extend the same thing to you. So, we finna get to the fat meat tonight. Fat meat greasy. Real talk. When these people are making prize of you under the doctrine of comity, they have to release you and return your effects to you. They are not supposed to be taking Moors ID cards. They're not supposed to be doing that. Not at all. Point blank, period, the end. They're not supposed to be locking you up. And that's a violation of actually Article 21. Because Article 21 of the treaty, I'll go into that later, but you need a corpus delicti for that to even take place. But under Article 6 in the doctrine of comity, they have to extend that to you. They're supposed to. Because the moment they start being hostile towards you on this land, Article 24 kicks in. Pack your shit and go. Pack your shit and go. For real. Now, here's the thing. Article 14 talks about most favored nation status in commerce between each other. We had extended comity also operates there. The doctrine of comity operates there. 1777, December 20th, Morocco opened its ports to the fledgling United States. The first ones to recognize them. December 20, 1777. The empire recognized it. All right. Now, they said, we'll give you most favored nation status. Come over here and sell your goods. You can do that. We'll also protect you while you're over here. If anybody, you got beef with any people like England or whatever, in England, we got treaties with England. Hey, whoever leaves first, y'all got to give them a day in advance. You can't leave. Y'all can't leave at the same time because ain't going to be no fighting on the seas. We're going to make it fair for everyone. If you pulling out of port on Wednesday at 7 o'clock in the morning, then you can pull out of port till Thursday, 7 o'clock in the morning. You got to give each other a day's advance. All right. On Article 14, we're supposed to be at most favored nation status between the usufruct, and make no mistake about it, the United States of America that was established in 1787 is a usufruct. It's not a country. Never was a country. It's a usufruct. Go and read the letter. For all you patriots out there, if you see this, hey, if you mad. It's not I'm not here to make you feel comfortable. I'm here to tell the truth. If you want to beef about it, hey, put your bread up. Money on the wood makes the bet good. Now, we're supposed to have most favored nation status in commerce between the usufruct and the empire. That means whatever commerce we may want to do as Moors, we got the right to do it. Within, because I know how some of y'all are, we got the same background, within a moral limit, of course. Don't get out there and get crazy. You know, this ain't no trap house clause. So don't get out there and try to get no trap houses going. But real talk, we supposed to, man, be able to do it. And because we're allowing them their commerce on the empire soil. And we're supposed to keep it fair with one another. Here in a minute, let me tell you what's finna happen. The Federal Reserve is finna crunch their credit at the end of this year. Ain't finna be no damn bond buying from these municipalities. None. So what does that mean? If the banks ain't buying your bonds, state of so-and-so, city of so-and-so, you in trouble. So the only ones that can really free you is the ones who got the credit. That's the landlord. Hey, come holler at me. Holler at your boy. That's the Moors, the landlords. So we're the only ones that's going to be able to loan you credit. Ain't no nation finna buy your stuff no more. So you might as well, man, shake something, turn it loose, release some credits so we can get commerce popping, man, like over Redenbach over here. Quit playing. That's what they're supposed to be doing. And they're supposed to go and retrieve your damn credit. If you don't work that Entergy, you don't work that AP&L, you was in the military, you don't work for JB Hunt and all these ABF trucking, wherever you have worked, if you were born after 1965 through 1971, you have never been paid. You worked for these people for free. They never gave you anything. So you got equity tied up in all these damn corporations. And it's been hypothecated and traded to where these folks are sitting on billions and trillions of your asset, which is your sweat equity of the free labor that you gave them. The Treasury is supposed to be going and recouping that via the Social Security number, because it's the tracking number of where your equity is, your sweat equity is. What's this? Little woman, what is you talking about? Anyway, bye. I'll talk to you later. You tripping. Bye, woman. I'm trying to give these people this stuff. All right, sorry about that, y'all. That Social Security number is the tracking number for the sweat equity that you've given these people. Go and get your shit. Because guess what? The system was predicated on peonage. It was predicated on peonage, debt slavery. Title 18 USC, section 1581 through 1583. Go and look it up. And they're supposed to be discharging your debts. 42 USC, section 1994. Go and look it up. But look up the statute, the federal statute that 42 USC section 1994 is drawn from. Because 42 USC, that title is not positive law. So you got to go to the statute where they got it from. Go and look it up. 42 USC section 1994. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, his ass should have been swinging like a goddamn wind chime. And all of those other folks that rode with him on the bullshit he did. Title 18 USC section 2381 through 2385. Y'all heard me talk about that before several times. Go and look it up. These people this day and time, they ass is supposed to be looking like wind chimes under Title 18 USC section 2381 through 2385. All of these attorneys, they asses is supposed to be looking like wind chimes. So, under Title 14, Article 14 of the treaty, under Commerce Most Favored Nation status, they got to give you back all of the profits predicated off of your sweat equity. They got to give you back all of the profits predicated off of your sweat equity. And they got to open up that commerce for you because you are at home. They are not at home. They are in a usufruct. Make no mistake about it. They are in a usufruct. For those who don't understand what a usufruct is, I'll say it again. It's basically, man, I own a piece of land. You want to use my land to do agriculture, to increase your commerce. I have no problem with it, but you can't tear my shit up. You ain't supposed to be digging down in the soil. You're not supposed to be doing that. Running pipelines and all of that. No. Digging for gold, oil, platinum, natural gas, uranium. No, you ain't supposed to silver, copper. You ain't supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to grow your shit, sell your shit worldwide, and bring me mine for using my shit. That's how a usufruct operates. That's what we granted them. And the ultimate beneficiary is the Paleo-American Autochthonous Aborigine. Black's Law Dictionary, Bouvier's Dictionary of Law. What land belongs to no one, by natural reason belongs to the first occupant. God and not man makes the heir. The heir is one and the same with the ancestor. God alone makes the heir. The heir succeeds to the restitution, not the penalty. So, this is where we are. It also says we have the right to ingress and egress and pass and repass the country and seaports whenever we please without interruption. We gave that to them. They're supposed to give that to us under the doctrine of comity. What that means is no driver's licenses, none of this tags, title, registration, none of that shit. That's usufructuary shit. That ain't for us. That's supposed to be for their citizens. We're at home. And the extension of Article 14 says that under comity, we're supposed to be able to pass and repass whenever we please without interruption. Are y'all feeling me on this? Do y'all want me to stop or y'all want me to keep going? Let me know something. I'll take time to look at some of these comments, man. God dang, it's a bunch of them too. Y'all want me to keep going? Yes, Sheldon James, babe. They were bound to a usufruct. You goddamn right. Now, let me tell you something. I have European Albion friends that I've known for many years that's good people. And what I love about them is they accept the truth. They were lied to as well. Some of them just want to live in peace. They just want to live in peace and not be bound to this fuckery. Because that's exactly what it is. It's some fuckery. So, of course, I master build and I master teach them too. I ain't got no problem with you being over here. As long as, man, you can abide by the 42 principles, which we call the law of Ma'at, but as Olamide Lagoy said, that stems from the 11, and the 5 principles of Drew Ali, love, true peace, freedom, and justice. You can stand on that, man, you're welcome. But that fuckery that went on up there in Charlottesville, pack your shit and leave. Get up out of here, man. We don't want that. Fuck up out of here with that shit. For real. Real talk. All right. We're supposed to be able to go through, back on Article 14, we're supposed to be able to go through their airports, TSA. The moment we show that treaty and we got all our paperwork in line, y'all need to get with Brother Antoine J. Poole Bay, Antoine Amos Bay. He's got the ID cards. We putting together ID cards. It's going to have all of this shit in barcode, everything. But the moment we show the contract, TSA ain't supposed to be fucking with us. U.S. Customs and Border Protection ain't supposed to be fucking with us. None of that shit. State troopers ain't supposed to be fucking with us. City police ain't supposed to be fucking with us. Because the contract is the supreme damn law of the land. We ain't your citizens. We're not 14th Amendment. And if those of y'all that got attorney friends, you tell them motherfuckers I said this. Anytime they feel the need, they want to challenge me, I'm here. But tell them to put some gold and some silver up. Money on the wood makes the bet good. I'll take that bet. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a gambling man anyway. Been gambling since I was shouting. So, with that being said, if your instruments are in commerce, your driver's license, your registration, and all that other bullshit you got, then it's got to be held to the Commerce Clause of the treaty, Article 14. And if we got ingress and egress upon our shores, our soil, and these sub-usufructuaries that you established from the central usufruct, which is the United States, then guess what? We're supposed to be traveled, man, without any molestation or interruption. Your driver's license is an interruption because it's a permit, something that has been declared illegal, which you got to ask to do. Something that has been declared illegal, traveling, which you've been asked to do. That's what a driver's license is. It's a permit, like a hunting permit, like a barber's permit. All these permits, permit. Not if we Moors, baby. Not if we Moors. Now, Article 16. Let me finish up Article 14 and say this real quick. All your permits are subject to Article 14 of that treaty. If our sisters who may not have access to doulas to have natural childbirth have to go into the hospitals and have children, and their status is correct, guess what? That birth certificate, them immunizations, that social security card, if that treaty is not on the table right next to beside those documents, and you are not seeing where it lines up, the birth certificate, the social, the immunization, forced immunization and all of that, which is forced assimilation, which is a violation, man, of Article 8 of United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. That's a natural right. Forced assimilation, man, is violation. All you got to do is look up the Title 18 code for genocide. That's a violation. That's genocide. If it don't match up with that treaty, then you got to throw your bullshit out the window. That shit got to go. Because the treaty trumps all that. All that you may have sitting on the table. It's got to go. Your driver's license. Any contract what these folks may want you to sign, put it up next to the 1836 treaty, Title 8 USC, pages 484 through 487. And they have, what are you doing? Well, hey, this is a treaty, man. This is a contract that y'all made. And I was born within the dominions of the Moroccan Empire. This is still the empire. They landmarked this land and claimed it long ago. And it's already been acknowledged as theirs. The records of it is filed at the U.S. Library of Congress. It's filed at the U.S. Department of State Ralph J. Bunche Library. It's filed at the Department of Homeland Security. It's filed at the Department of U.S. Customs and Border Protection that we own the land. We got title to the land. It's also, man, it's abstracted title in Cook County Recorder of Deeds. So I got to line this up with the contract to see if what you may be trying to issue on me is some bullshit. Well, I don't know anything. Well, how come you don't know about it? Ignorance of the law is no excuse. You should know about it. How come you know about this treaty? You should know about it. The U.S. Department of State said that it's active. So how come you don't know about it? You should know about it. It's not my fault. Your ignorance is not my fault. Your ignorance is not my problem. Put that down there on the desk, and then let's go from there. Boheebo double deezy, fat me greasy. Real talk. And guess what? If they try to injure you or trick you up out your shit, anything that you may be awarded and afforded according to that treaty, now you got a Title 18, Section 241 or a 242 problem. And a Title 18, Section 2381 through 2385 problem. And those officers who know better, now, and you tell them they don't do nothing, now they got a Title 18, Section 4 problem. And anybody that aids in the concealment or the violation of your rights, now they got an 18 U.S.C. Section 3 problem. Real talk. All right, Article 16. It says that if the nations or in truth speaking, if the usufruct shall have beef with the empire, that the Moors are not to be made slaves. They violated that. They're in violation of that. Because underneath the mixed war that Franklin D. Roosevelt classified on the people, he put the Moors in bondage via the birth certificate, the Social Security Act, the Securities Act of 1933, 1934, all of that New Deal bullshit that he enacted, and that bullshit Congress that went along with it. Not only that, the 14th Amendment is a slavery amendment. Go to ObaShango-El.com, go to Project Wamco, scroll down, read citizenship question documents. There is no 14th Amendment. I got the actual proof in there. Go and read it. Don't exist. Congress don't have to enact. And let me tell you, stupid ass Moors who don't know any fucking better something. Congress don't have to enact no bullshit to repeal it. The Constitution already strikes it as nullity. So you folks going around promoting and pushing that bullshit, man, I hope Shango, man, or Isha Shango Wada, my man, strike you with a lightning bolt, man, that run through from your mouth through your asshole, man, and make you look like nigga shish kebab. Real talk. Quit promoting that bullshit. The shit is dead. The Constitution strikes it as a nullity already. It's already dead. It's done. Go and read American Jurisprudence, Volume 16, 2D, and read the section when it pertains to the Constitution. It tells you that. Congress don't have to enact nothing to repeal it. The Constitution kills it off the rip. It's dead. So there is no 14th Amendment. God damn it. Shit. When they put you in bondage up underneath that artificial construct, number one, according to Dred Scott versus Sanford, we can never be citizens of the usufruct known as the United States or any of its subsidiaries known as the states of. You come from something bigger, the empire. The empire is the usufruct is in the empire. So how the hell can you be a citizen? You can't step down. They want to step up, but they can't reach you. You got the highest status. So people say, well, that's right. And them stupid ass Moors is saying this dumb shit. Well, that means if you born in Africa, you descended. No, fool. Africa also is political jurisdiction. This is Morocco. This is forever Morocco. This is Moroccan Empire. They cannot do away with the landmarks or the land's claim. So therefore, you are Paleo-American autochthonous aborigine by bloodline descent, also known as jus sanguinis. But under jus soli, the laws of the soil, the laws of dominion, you're Moroccan. You're Al Moroccan Empire. You're Al Moroccan Empire national. So you can't step down and go into something less than usufruct. These motherfuckers had to get permission from you to come about. How does that look? What sense does that make? You going to some people that got permission from you to exist. You a damn fool. Real talk. So it says that under Article 16, the Moors are not to be made slaves, but exchange one man for the other. We ain't held nobody in bondage. We ain't held no Albions or no U.S. citizens or no usufruct, no people of the usufruct in bondage. We haven't done that. So you automatically got to let us go and cease and desist your mixed war captives bondage of us. You have to cease it automatically. It's a violation of Article 16. All right. We're going to go into Article 20. Article 20 says, if a citizen of the United States shall have problems with each other, with the Moor, or vice versa, the consular shall decide. Now, and if there's a need of aid or assistance, that aid or assistance will be granted to them. So basically, the empire says that if U.S. citizens have a problem with each other, their consular shall decide. And if they need aid from the empire to enforce the decisions, the empire will grant them aid. All right. If there is an issue between a Moor and a citizen, the consul, it was supposed to be handled at the consular courts. They closed the consular courts in 1956. Eisenhower did that. All right. The only method left for us is the administrative process, peoples. That is it. That is it. We are not supposed to be going into their courts because even under their own laws, their courts are unlawful and illegal. How can you be a quote-unquote judge or a magistrate and your state constitution says in order for you to serve as a public official, you have to be a citizen of the United States, the 14th Amendment. That in and of itself makes it a fraud. Not only that, Black's Law Dictionary, Bouvier's Dictionary Law, 1856, Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, 1968, says one out of the pale of the law, an outlaw, is civilly dead. And it says bankrupts are civilly dead. That means if you are bankrupt, you are not alive in law. You're dead. You can go and read the records of Louis T. McFadden, Henry Gonzalez, James Trafficant. I have them all on Project Warm Code on my website. They all tell you this the United States and all the 50 states subsidiaries are bankrupt. They're bankrupt. So you call yourself a judge, but your ass is bankrupt. That's a lie. You a liar. You are a liar. You speak with a forked tongue, oh yobo. And also, if you are a NBC sitting up there saying the same thing, you speak with a forked tongue, NBC, Negro, black, and colored. You a liar. You can't be a judge and you bankrupt. Not only that, there are no courts in the democracy. None. All of the courts get their power from the Constitution for the United States of America. If it is operating ultra vires of its charter, it is unauthorized and cannot exist according to law. one out of the pale of the law, an outlaw, is civilly dead. They're liars. And the only power they have is what you consent to give them. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Bankruptcy, 14th Amendment, democracy. Killed them. Killed them. The truth took a Desert Eagle and blew a tunnel through their goddamn heads. That's what it did. They're dead. So, we only have the administrative process. And you can go through the Bible. You can go through, man, the Helios Biblos. You can go through, man, the Quran. And you can pick multiple verses that deal with the truth and what it says about the truth. And there's a maxim of law. It says, truth by whomsoever pronounced is from God. What is that saying? It says that God is the owner of all truth. So at the end of the day, the truth being an extension of the Most High Creator's creator of the heavens and earth, it is sovereign, just like its owner. It is sovereign. So the private administrative process is designed to get to the fat meat, the meat and potatoes of an issue. And you do that through affidavits, i.e. the truth. That's what you do it with. So with that being said, you have to use the private administrative process. Once you close it out privately, then you bring it publicly into the newspaper. And you run it for 30 days. 30 days is common law. And you give them notice that you're bringing your private issue to a public venue, the newspaper. And you're finna let the world see what they have done, what they've lied about, and all this other type stuff. And you give them a chance to refute what's in the newspaper. They didn't refute it privately, so you're giving them a chance publicly. But if they try to refute it publicly, that's going to make them a lie of what y'all discussed privately. So now they're subject to slander, fraud, and all that other type of stuff if they try to come publicly and address a matter that y'all already covered privately. The thing is to dismantle their credibility. That's what you're supposed to do. They're not going to come publicly and try to address something that they couldn't handle privately. Then what you do, after the 30 days, you close it out with the treaty. That matter is settled. And they owe you remedy according to the treaty. And under Article 20, you need their aid and their assistance to enforce your remedy. That's what you need. Article 21. If a Moor shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States or vice versa, the law of the country shall prevail. Well, they're talking about the usufruct, which they abandoned in the empire. We didn't abandon the empire. So that means technically, whenever they violate us, the laws of the empire are to prevail. What is that saying? What that is saying is the old Mosaic Code is still in effect. Y'all know what the old Mosaic Code is. The laws of the Quran is still in effect. For my Hebrew Moors or my Yahudi Moors that's out there, y'all know what the code say. Y'all know what the Mosaic Code say. If you take a life, you owe one. Bottom line. You steal, you got to make reciprocity. Bottom line. If there is no corpus delicti, these states love to pick up shit and make up shit. That's what they do. They're good at that in the United States, making up shit. We used to call it moosing back in the day, M-U-S-S-I-N. We tell somebody, man, quit moosing, man. That means quit making up shit. If you don't have a corpus delicti, you don't have an issue in law. You got to have a corpus delicti to make Article 21 stick pursuant to Moors. Bring forth the body that says that we cause them a physical injury or we damage their property. If you can't do that, quit making up shit. Quit moosing. Leave us the fuck alone. So, Article 24, I already went over that. So with this right here being said, man, y'all got to stand up, man. Come on. Y'all got to dig deep off in this jurisprudence, man. You got to. For real. Quit letting these people, man. And not only that, listen, I got family members, okay, that I love very dearly. They know what I do. The only ones that have embraced this is my father and my father's sister, my auntie. The other ones don't want to know nothing about it. I've tried to tell them. My mama, and I love her dearly. She knows what great grandmama taught us, which is her grandmother. She knows we're indigenous to the land. She know all this, but she's not really interested. Only thing we can really do is love our family, because no matter what, we tied to them. But we got to keep pushing, man, for our babies, our children, man, for the future. For real, this shit got to cease. Y'all gonna have to start banging on this beast, man, and man, getting your pen game up. Get your pen game up. Make your pen so heavy, man, that an earth mover can't move it. Make your knowledge so heavy, man, that when they see you coming, they will run. Sister Arlinda will tell you, when I stayed up in Plummerville, those fake ass judges that used to see me, when they catch wind of me, they take off running. They would run the opposite direction because they were scared I was going to say something to them. Y'all got to get heavy in the game like this, man. Be a hog about your matter. I ain't talking about eat pork, pig, swine, hog. I'm talking about, man, y'all need to be a hog about your matter. Heavy on game. H-O-G, heavy on game when it comes to this law. For real. Get your weight up. Get your pen game up. And those of y'all who may not be strong, some of you people have a good mastery of, quote unquote, the King's English. Those of you that do, and great literary skills, writing, y'all be the pen, y'all be the scribe for your group. Those of you all who may not have such a great mastery of the King's English, y'all support the scribes. Y'all support the scribes, because your voice has to be heard. The holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, said, proclaim your nationality and take your place in the affairs of men. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. We issue edicts. Landlords issue edicts. That's what we do. So that right there is pretty much all I want to say as far as this treaty. These Black Lives Matter Negroes, get the hell away from them, man, as if they got leprosy. Those niggas are social lepers. Real talk. They are lepers when it comes to jurisprudence. Get the hell away from them. Them pump your fist in the air, adjective power Negroes, get the hell away from them. You pumping your fist in the air, screaming adjective power. How ridiculous do you sound? You ready to ride for a damn adjective? Nigga, is you for real? Get the hell away from them. If they not talking about this jurisprudence and coming back to get their land, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Real talk. And to the Albions up over there that want to know the truth, those that's been friends with me for years, I got nothing but love for you, straight up. Hey, get at me. Holler at me, because y'all need to know this too. You've been deceived. You riding around claiming an adjective. That's the reason why they demonizing these governors and them are demonizing all those neo-Nazis and all of that type stuff. Because guess what? They was educated by the same system. So they dumb as a box of rocks too. Nationality is the order of the day. It's the order of the day. International law is the order of the day. Donald Trump can't do no more than what his masters tell him to do. If he try to get up there and do what Donald Trump wants to do, I guarantee you, man, they gonna part that motherfucker's head like home fried butter crusted wheat. Split right down the middle. So all that tough talk he talking, he has handlers. Just like Obama had handlers. Just like George Bush had handlers. Just like Bill Clinton had handlers. They can't get up there, and just like Congress. Congress can't sit up there, man, and make up the laws they want to make up. That's what lobbying is about. Them motherfuckers is taking payment underneath the damn table, and they say, look here, motherfucker, you better pass this. Well, guess what? We're going to come and see you. We're going to come and see you. And guess what? Congress going to do it. They're going to take the money because guess what? In a sense, it's a blackmail. Well, if you try to say something, hey, motherfucker, we paid you. You took the money, remember? So, and if you don't take the money, then that's an insult. And they're going to blow a tunnel through them motherfuckers' heads, man. They're going to blow a tollway through their head. So, the United States is bought out. The only ones who can stand up now is those tied to the land. Point blank, period, the end, the landlords. That's it. That's it. So, to my European friends, learn this stuff, man, because guess what? It's your salvation too. You don't have a nationality, there's a concentration camp, a FEMA camp with your name on it. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Then I bet all the differences that quote unquote black and quote unquote white had gonna seem so petty when they asked to sit side by side in them concentration camps. So you better learn. Correct your status. Irish, Moroccan, German, Moroccan, Scottish, Moroccan, French, Moroccan. You better be writing these people, letting them know you coming back to get your lawful nationality. Or there's a place for you with your name on it. I don't bite my tongue. I keep it 100. That's all I know how to do. It may not sound tactful. Technically, I don't give a damn. I'm a Sagittarius. We ain't known for our tact. All righty. I think I've spoken enough. What questions y'all got? I know y'all wrote a lot, man. I don't even know how to work this damn thing. I'm trying to see. Let me see, loading. Damn, it's still loading. What'd I do? Hey, some of y'all know how to work this thing. How? Look at these comments. I guess I can't see them until it's over, huh? Yeah, y'all laughing at that, huh? Let me see. Oh, and I'm going to say this. NWBLM and Black Power Movement and Patriots and Negroes that don't want to be your lawful nationality underneath you solely, feel like you don't need it. All your African Americans ain't Africans, all them other type stuff. Yeah, y'all doing some good stuff as far as bringing the history, but you still stateless. You still a bunch of stateless motherfuckers. It don't even matter. If you want to feel like you want to challenge me, first bring forth the work, man, that's comparable to the Kraken. Then put your money up. You can't put no money up. I want silver. I don't want no fiat. I want silver. Money on the wood makes the bet good. Other than that, man, you can't say shit to me. Nothing. Philmo Slim. Y'all seen American Pimp? Y'all remember Philmo Slim, right? What cut they get? None. None. Can't say shit to me, man. You ain't getting none of my attention. For real. I only talk law. That's all I do. I do this shit. Little woman, you a trip. But this what I do, man. I do this shit. I do this. So if you want to challenge me, put your bread up. Put your money up. Real talk. Other than that, sit down. Sit down. Have an arena. Sit down. Sit down. All righty. I done talked enough, y'all. Oh, here it is. Oh, here we go. A lot of people been trying to get me to do this, man. They've been asking me for years, man, about the past 2 years when I was going to do Facebooks and when I was going to, do live videos and all that, man. And, I had mixed emotions about it. Some were like, no, you don't need, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to do it. Stay behind the scenes and all that. And, man, listen, I got a lot of people that I love. I love my family who won't proclaim their nationality. I love my friends, be they Albions, be they melanated people, or the Asiatics, who just don't know, but they got good hearts. My heart is big, and I don't want to see nobody suffer behind this shit. Everyone has equity. If you have a birth certificate and a social security card, they have enslaved you. You haven't been paid. You have a right. You have a human right to come back and get the sweat equity that these motherfuckers stole from you. So I do this for the people that I love. Y'all need to start holding these city councilmen. Like a Mexican Amarucan Bay. He stay up there at Little Rock City Hall banging on this beast. And the thing about it is, you just go to them in an intelligent tone. Believe you me, I guarantee you, a scimitar or a katana cuts the same whether you put light pressure or hard pressure. A cut is still a cut. So you can be soft in regards to an intelligent tone. And you can cut them so deep with factual evidence, ain't nothing that they can say. They can't do nothing but bow out gracefully. You're right. But y'all need to start getting active in your city halls, calling these people out on a lie. You ain't got to be like me, because I'm the type of person, I tell them that's a lie. You a liar. I tell them that to their face. I do that. I ain't got no tact, man. But when it's time to get some stuff handled, I know how to handle stuff in an intelligent tone. But you start getting this evidence together, and when they start speaking like they're factual, you say, excuse me, that's not true. This evidence that I have from the Library of Congress or from the Georgia State Archives or from the Pennsylvania Archives or from the National Archives states otherwise. And here it is under seal. Right now, you're not being truthful to the people. You're doing it in an intelligent tone. But y'all need to start getting active, get the records, and start holding these people accountable. Learn how to work that newspaper. Learn how to build your groups. Get your scribes up. Get your researchers up. All this Moors in North Carolina, it's about 8, 9, 10 different groups. That's ridiculous. In one city, that's ridiculous. Same in Texas, that's ridiculous. California, that's fucking ridiculous, man. Ain't no goddamn excuse for that shit. Everybody should be uniting under one cause, and that's jurisprudence, that's law. Once we get established, we can settle our differences later. Excuse me. We can settle our differences later. But right now, let's build a basis for the whole. This is about our children, man. For real. All right. What questions? Anybody got any questions? I'll try to get them answered because I know y'all gonna roll them. I know y'all gonna roll them. Noble L, love you too, brother. I'm just not, y'all gotta excuse me, man. I'm just seeing these comments, y'all. I'm trying to see how this thing works. How does this thing work? Let me see. Okay, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, here we go. You see. You're right, Sister Cheryl. We do have to stop operating under their imagined system where state property is legal. You're right. But the only way you're getting out of that is with a nationality. That is it. The only thing these people recognize is who was the first to claim imperial title. That is it. If you're going by Indian, they ain't got to acknowledge that because it's a legal fiction. Any legal fictions, they don't have to acknowledge. You going to them under a legal fiction. So if you go to them under legal fiction, you're going to get what a legal fiction gets. That's it. You know? Listen. We got children, man. It's already proved. You can ask Brother Antoine J. Poole Bay. He'll tell you. These people using the 11-step process I put together, their child was born, man, unfettered in their hospitals, in the Roman hospitals. No birth certificate, no social, no no social security card. The hospital attorneys told the nurses and doctors, you can't issue a birth certificate and social to them because our system is outside of the law, according to the documents he's presented. We're the ones that's in the wrong. We're the ones. So you got to have a nationality. If you don't understand them, and I'm going to tell y'all this, if you're speaking from emotion, and emotions have absolute, the truth and facts can give a damn less about your emotions. Truth and facts can give a damn less about your emotions. The law don't give a shit about your emotions. If you're speaking from emotions, be quiet. Be quiet. Hush until you got factual evidence you can bring forward. Everything in law, anything that can be proven, must be proven. Maxim of law. The burden of proof lies on him who affirms, not him who denies. Maxim of law, law maxim. How will we go about pursuing equity with the certificate of Social Security? Lashara Sabali Bay. The birth certificate is a fraudulent instrument. It just recorded them kidnapping you and loading you on the vessel. They automatically owe you equity from every place you've worked, and they can't pay it because Article 1, Section 10 says it was supposed to be settled in gold and silver anyway. Coinage Act of 1792 said gold, silver, and copper is lawful money, so they can never pay it. The only thing these folks can do is offer you, man, eternal discharge of debt. That's it. And the difference is you as the landowner, landlord, land creditor, you're issuing asset credit because these motherfuckers owe you any goddamn way for operating on your soil. And they can never pay you. So you're going to have to get your administrative game up, your pen game up. And you write these people. We can talk about that later. I do consultations. If any of y'all want consultations, all I ask of you is please respect my time. It's on my website, ObaShango-El.com. A workman or a servant is worthy of his or her hire. Respect that. I know a lot of people, man, be trying to dig in my inbox, asking me all types of stuff. I'm not doing that anymore. Please respect my time. You have no problems going to McDonald's, Wendy's, Whole Foods, Foot Locker, and all these other places, man, giving these people, man, your establishment. Please respect me and my time. That's all I ask. Hold on. I'm looking at some more of these things. Wow, I wish I knew how to scroll this thing up. How do we do it? How do we do it? How do we do? Yes, sir, brother Sear. I am going in on them. I got to, bro. I got to give it to them, man. I need to. Sakira Precious, I said L. Yes. The birth certificate cannot be authenticated. And here's the reason being. It was issued in a fraud. And the law says, maxims of law, one cannot receive a benefit from a fraud. So the authentication of it does not open up some magical treasure chest like open sesame. No. By law, it doesn't exist because the 14th Amendment doesn't exist. The New Deal democracy does not exist. Anything that's ultra vires, has no standing in law according to the Constitution. So when you use that birth certificate, you also got to look at rules of evidence, Rule 44, Civil Rules of Procedure 44, Rule 44, and Rules of Evidence 902. If it has a stamp from the Department of Vital Statistics, it's already evidence that's self-authenticating. Just by you holding it with the seal, you're the holder in due course. The most you can do with that document is prove your enslavement, your placement in bondage. That's it. And that, hey, by law, you kidnapped me, loaded me onto your vessel when I was supposed to be over here in the empire. And you stole me away from my inheritance to my title, my aboriginal title and my imperial title. And I want all that back. And you stole my labor with this too. I need all of that back. Just like the movie it came out in the 90s, Above the Rim. Y'all remember that movie with Tupac in it? I can't remember old boy's name, but he the dude that played and paid in full too. But in Above the Rim, he had some young D-boys on the block working for him. And he came to collect. He said, my niggas, I need those ends. That's what we need to tell the United States. Hey, we need those ends. You owe us, man. You owe. All 50 corporate subsidiaries of the corporate United States democracy. There are 50 corporate subsidiary democracies. They all owe. They owe. They owe big time. Number one, all the property taxes you paid. Let's talk about this too. So y'all getting me fired up, man, reading this shit, man. I really wasn't planning on going this damn long. But all the property taxes you paid, the county assessor, the real property taxes for your houses and shit. They ain't had no damn business collecting that because they don't own the land. The only ones you were supposed to be paying property taxes to is the empire. That's it. And the empire's trustee under imperial title is supposed to pay the Paleo-American autochthonous aborigines underneath aboriginal title. That's how that goes. So they're stealing from you from that. They stealing. They stealing. I ain't got no check. Ain't nobody cut me no check. I needs mine. My niggas. I need them ends. I need those ends. I ain't been paid. So y'all need to start digging into the law and showing them, man, that this is fraud. But the birth certificate in and of itself is proof of your chattel bondage across the board. Were you Asiatic, non-declared, underneath USOLI, Al Moroccan Empire National, or whether you an Albion, underneath the usufruct, was supposed to have a lawful nationality of Scottish Moroccan, Irish Moroccan, English Moroccan, Dutch Moroccan. All of y'all been hoodwinked, man. And they've been stealing from you. And they owe you equity. It just so happened that they owe the Moors even more. No pun intended. Because you ain't cut me no check for no rent. You sitting around here, you lazy bastard, sucking up all the good air. Sucking up all the air. Drinking up all the water. Cutting down all my trees. Tearing my soil up. And you ain't paid me a grunion. But you done came in my house, kicked your feet up on my coffee table. Stretched out, man, put your hands behind your head, talking some, no, not today. Your ass, man, need to get out there and bring me mines. Real talk. For real. These corporations owe. Quit letting these people pimp you. Start signing all of your checks if you work for them with reservation of your rights. 1-103. 1-308. Quit accepting the bankruptcy because it's not yours. Quit accepting your own enslavement into the bankruptcy because it's not yours. Whenever you do business, man, with any kind of commercial paper these folks give you, don't settle, man, for that shit. Reserve your rights away from the bankruptcy. And hold on to your sweat equity because one day it will be redeemable. Hold on. I'm looking at some more. Fly me to the moon. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get to them, y'all. It's a lot. I probably ain't gonna be able to get to all of them. Holy Lord, man, it's a whole bunch. Oh my goodness, man. There's no way I'm gonna be able to answer all y'all questions. I'm so sorry. Please, sucking up all the good air. Yeah, OT. For real talk, fam, for real. Man, these corporations. You remember how we used to talk about it, man, when we worked at Wild Oats? You remember? Man, Lord, man, it's a lot. All right, Sister Cheryl, this is a good question. Y'all, please forgive me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. If I can't get to all y'all answers, I didn't realize there was going to be a response like this. I didn't know it was going to be that many people. So please forgive me. I'm sorry. Write down your questions, and I will try to get to them. This thing is moving. How can we put a lien against our empire? How can we reverse the possession? That's a beautiful question. It's already done. The lien becomes automatic once you declare your status underneath use solely. Go and look up UCC 9-311. Go and look it up. And what we do is, in the 11-step process, I do silver bonds. So go and look up, if you want your bonds done, you can holler at me, but get your silver first. The reason why you need silver, because real money can only serve as lawful consideration. Contracts without consideration are void ab initio. They invalid. That's why you do your silver. And you hold these fuckers' feet to the fire. But go and look up 9-311. Brother Antoine, if you want here, tell everybody about the cards, man. Tell them how they can get in touch with you. We got people asking about it. I'm glad you asked me to help you out on that card, brother, but you did a damn good job on that card. I mean, for real, for real. Y'all need to get with that brother. It's very thorough. And what he's doing is he's taking the 11-step process I put together, and he puts it in a card on a barcode. All your information come up. All right, hold on. All right, I'm going down some more. You damn right, Charles McBride. Paying to kill us and thanking them. You're right. That's exactly what we're doing. What fool in his right mind gonna do that? Yep. Sabali Bay, I did tell you some of these things. Yes, indeed. That's right. We should discontinue buying our own property, which was stolen from us. You right, Sister Cheryl. Let me tell you something. There's a Moor named, he contacted me back in 2014. Wow, I can't think of his name right now. He wanted to know how he could take some houses. I gave him the administrative process. He took 3 houses down in Atlanta. He used the process. He was kind of hard-headed. More, if you're on here, I'm putting you out there because you was hard-headed. You should have listened. Do your DNA first. Blood trumps all. It trumps all. And the reason being is because you want the jus sanguinis and the jus soli tied up. And what he did, he challenged the bank on their claim to this property. They couldn't refute the affidavit. He did the administrative process like I told him. He filed it privately. He ran it publicly in the newspaper. Then he was able to get those houses. The bank gonna try to be slick, call the police and shit. Police gonna come out there and say something. Guess what? He had proof where he did it privately, and he had proof where he did it publicly in the newspaper. Popo said, "Oh, silver matter, out of our hands. Have a good day. Have a good day." It was over after that. So you need to learn the administrative process to challenge these people. But you got to refute everything that they put on the record about you. Those birth certificates are fraud. If you don't refute it, it says, the maxim of law said, he who does not deny admits. He who does not deny admits. So you got to refute that shit. And that's the reason why I put the 11-step process together. You right, Alley West L Bay. Fraud on top of fraud. This is Dutch fuckery of the highest degree, of the highest order. Treason, that's correct. On all counts, that's correct. See, I know they hating that I went live, but too bad. Hold on. Zadie Rosenthal, great. I don't know exactly what you do. I don't know if you know how to do it. If you do, good. But really, to be honest with you, all of this shit can be taken back with affidavit in that treaty. Everything that they paid in. Everything that they paid in can be taken back with the treaty. They got to release your status to your land underneath Article 3 of the treaty. They got to release it. Under Article 6, they got to release it. Under Article 16, they got to release it. Under Article 2 of the treaty, they got to release it. They took a commission from the enemy, democracy, and fought under its colors and declared mixed war against the Moors. All right. Hold on. I'm going down some more. My energy level just went up 1,000. I say, Timothy Bay. I see you, fam. Hold on. Come on, man. Quit doing this. Tripping now. Okay. Where is it at? It ain't doing what it's supposed to do. Hold on, y'all. Okay, maybe it's... Love you too, Tori Tamir. Love you too, baby. Zadie Rosenthal, great. That's incorrect. The fiat does not belong to the Asiatics. The equity behind the fiat belongs to the Asiatics. It's the equity of it. It's the equity you have in your land. It's the sweat equity that you have in your labor. That's what belongs to you. It's the equity of it that you have with your mineral rights, your water rights. That's what belongs to you, not the goddamn fiat. Hell, I can take a match to that goddamn paper and burn it up. Where's your equity then? Your driving force behind it. That's what belongs to you. That's just the corporatocracy's representation. But what's behind the fiat, that's what belongs to you. That's what they're holding on to. We want all our equity. Equity suffers not a right without a remedy. Equity follows the law. Equity looks as that which should have been done is already being done. We want all our shit. My niggas. I need those ends. Exactly. You cannot discharge a debt with a debt. You can only discharge a debt with asset credit. That's the reason why you have to become the landlord again. When you issue the paper, you are the damn lender of last resort. Not no goddamn Federal Reserve. How the hell they gonna be the lender of last resort? And they ain't paid a motherfucker a grunion to operate on the land. I ain't got cut no check. You ain't paid me, but you sitting up in there in all these old beautiful stylized, marbleized buildings and ain't paid a mouse for it, man, to operate on my shit. So when you issue the asset credit, that's what it is, because it's coming from the landlord. I'm going to tell you something else that needs to be done. If I could do it by myself, I would do it. But I wrote the King of Spain. I wrote the King of Morocco. I wrote the President of France. I wrote the Pope. And I wrote the United Nations. And I wrote the Organization of American States. I wish some of y'all would take this up who have corrected their status. And I think it's 203 nations. What y'all need to do is write the other nations. Or hell, even write the ones I wrote. It don't matter. Y'all write the other heads of these nation states and tell them, do not give these people asylum because they are thieves and they owe. And if you take them in, you become a party to the matter by aiding and abetting criminals. Do not give them asylum because they owe. They owe. And if you take them in, you are aiding and abetting criminals. If you take any of the asset credits into your banks, you are aiding and abetting criminals. That's what you're doing. And to be an ally to these criminals is to be an enemy to the Moroccan Empire. Y'all need to write this and let these people know this. Hell, I've done enough. I got OG status in this shit. 1,362 pages, man. Shit, I got OG status in this shit. So y'all need to start writing these folks. Tell them to turn down that stolen money. Because we coming to get our shit and they know it. They know it. Our list of Tate L, go to ObaShango-El.com. O is in Oscar, B is in Bravo, A is in Alpha, S as in Sierra, H is in Hotel, A is in Alpha, N is in November, G is in Golf, O is in Oscar, E is in Echo, L is in Lima. ObaShango-El.com. Go below my picture, hit the link, download those 2 PDFs. It'll tell you how much silver you need. Yes, Taurus Nassim Jor-El Bay. Yes, the treaty needs to be at the forefront of all contracts. Every contract needs to be weighed and measured against the treaty. Look up Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 13 through 16. Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse, I think it's 13 through 16. Let me make sure I'm correct on that. Hold on. I got to look it up myself. I got so much up in my head, man. Sometimes I got to check myself. Hold on. Yeah, I was right. Deuteronomy chapter 25, 13 through 16. Now remember, they said that this is the law. United States Statutes at Large, 96 Stat 1211. They said Congress said the Bible is the word of God. And it says, do not have 2 differing weights in your bag. One heavy, one light. Do not have 2 differing measures in your house. One large, one small. You must have accurate and honest weights and measures, so that you may live long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. For the Lord your God detests anyone who does these things and who deals dishonestly. That's where the consideration clause come in. Now, if you go to the Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 5, about Congress sets the coin money regulate the value thereof, and fix the standards of weights and measures. That's Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 13 through 16, right in the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 5. Don't let these bastards get away with nothing. Yes, J.D. Rosenthal Gray, it says Europeans are receiving their equity and they paid into it, but no Asiatics that they paid into it. No Asiatics are receiving their equity. Listen to me. If you are Negro, black, colored, you dead. White is just an inch above the ladder, but they dead too. They gunning them down in the streets too. That's it. The one who has the highest status is more. You come in there with that treaty, they got to give you your shit back underneath Article 14, because that is not commerce being in most favored nation status with each other in accordance with the doctrine of comity. They cheated you in your commerce. So Article 14, yeah, you hold them their feet to the fire. You hold their feet to the fire. Under Article 14 of the Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1836, United States Statutes at Large, H. Stat 484 through 487, which is a carryover from H. Stat 100 through 105. Article 6, Treaty, most supreme law of the land. And not only that, U.S. citizenship, you get those documents which show that it's a lie. Constitution, man, abolishes or strikes down the 14th Amendment. That automatically means, man, that every contract that you made as a 14th Amendment citizen is now null and void because it was predicated on a lie. And there was no full disclosure. There was no full disclosure. That's right, Cheryl. The Federal Reserve is the memorial which needs to be taken down, not these damn statues. That's right. Can we collect on a park like Six Flags over Georgia for demolishing the mound culture that once inhabited the land? Yes, you can, Marie Utuel. You prove that you are who you are in accordance with those mounds. You prove the facts that it did exist. You prove that they destroyed it. They can be held accountable underneath Proverbs 22, verse 28, Proverbs 23:10, Deuteronomy 19:14, and Deuteronomy 27:17. Yes, they can. They can. That's right. And you can do it privately, and you bring it public through the newspaper. You're welcome, Precious, I said, L. Is there a template we can follow? Valeria Bay, Washington, where we can post them all over the nations. Sweets, I don't have a template. But y'all start forming groups after this. A template should come up, man, and float around. But somebody needs to do this. Don't let these thieves into your borders. Don't let them into your borders. Put the site up. Okay. Thank you, Imhotep. As Della Morales said, I appreciate you for putting that site up. This is the healing medicine. I've been waiting for this information. Ashe. Alista Tadeo, you're welcome. Sabir Hakeem Bey, you're welcome. Ricardo Elamir Bey, good idea. Print t-shirts with the treaty on it. Hell yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Walk around with the contract on you. Thank you, OT, for putting the site up again, bro. That's right, Lashara, unequal weights and measures. That's right. Go to my OneDrive, and in the OneDrive, I have the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago book, Modern Money Mechanics. And it tells you how they make the money. Money creation starts with transaction accounts. The moment you give them a promissory note and they ledger the transaction account, the money is made. The bank didn't do nothing, man, but what's called sleight of hand. They ain't gave you shit. You created it. It's right there in the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago book, Modern Money Mechanics. I got it in the OneDrive in the Law and Related Matters folder. All right, OT, thank you for tuning in, bro. Peace and love to you, man. Ashe. All right, the landmarks. The Sharks of Bali Bay. The Bornstone in Kumassakunkonny, Cape Cod Bay, Massachusetts. You can read the book, The Talisman Salmagundi by Prince Uriel Bay. He has a lot of the landmarks in there from North to South America. The Pontotoc Stele, which was found in Oklahoma. The Davenport Stele, found in a burial mound. Burroughs Cave, Illinois. Archaeological sites. The Topper site, South Carolina. The Toca de Esperanza site, Brazil. The Sierra de Capivara site, Brazil. Huayatlaco, Mexico. Texas Street site, California. Calico site, California. There are several others. A good book, man, that talks about it is The Hidden History of the Human Race by Michael Cremo and Richard Thompson. My DNA test is in. Taurus Nassim, get with Brother Cannon. Get with Brother Tyrone Cannon. You're welcome, Marie Utuel. How about don't let these into your mind? Amelia C. Powell Ali, what is that about? What exactly are you talking about? If that ain't got nothing to do with no law, man, get that off here. We're trying to get remedy for these people, man, trying to get these people's status in effect. You're right, Charles McBride. That's why the money is worthless. All right, the thieves into your mind. All right, I can understand that. But you got to make a stand. You got to make a stand somewhere, man. And how you do that is administratively. Correct your status first, because if you're going at these people and you're dead at law, everything you do from that point forward is dead. So get yourself correct. What time will you be going live in the future? Brother Ryan Bay, I don't know. I was supposed to do it yesterday. There's been a lot of people that's been asking me to come forward. About the past 2 years, and I would weeble wobble on it, sway back and forth. What I'll just do is when I get ready to go live, I'll just post something. I'll just post it in my in my timeline today, like I did today. Looks like you may have to do a weekly or bi-weekly on this. The fire has been set. Ashe. Sweets, Valerio Bay. I'm gonna see how my time and my schedule permits, and whenever I can squeeze one in, I'll go ahead and start trying to do that. All right, Cheryl Wood, I'm reading what you're saying. All right. This is how the people were brought into the military venue. If you go and look at Trading with the Enemy Act, October of 1917, It was extended in 1933 by Franklin D. Roosevelt and brought the people in underneath the mixed war. So that brought them into a military admiralty jurisdiction. That's how they get away with that. Not only that, the 14th Amendment was actually the beginning of that, because it's a Reconstruction Amendment, which was pushed through under fraud and at gunpoint, at the point of a bayonet, which never was ratified. It didn't meet Article 5 of the Constitution. It didn't meet Article 1, Section 7 of the Constitution. And then and Article 6 strikes it down, and it was in violation of Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution. Can you still get your VA loan, brother? Taurus, Nassim Joel Bay. They don't have anything to loan you. Everything they do is predicated off of the asset credit that you've already generated. Only thing you're doing is you give them access to those credits with the social. That's it. That's the gateway. And the only thing they're doing is, by sleight of hand, they monetize the promissory note. They all playing the same game. They can't loan you shit. Unless they put gold and silver in your hand from a foreign venue, then guess what? They can't give you nothing. That's fraud. If the county recorders are entities of the state, how does our paperwork that we record with them get recognized if they are part of the democracy? No, the counties are still common law. That's what you don't understand. The republic and the common law is still there. It's still there, Imhotep. And when these people take an oath, they still are underneath the constitutional mandates. They just choose to operate under the democracy, under color of law, statutes, ordinance, regulations, and customs. But the common law is still there. So the seats did not change because the form of government changed. No. The seats are still there. The positions that's constitutionally created are still there. What you have to question is, which side are these people operating on? That's what's in question. And you hold their feet to the fire by the Constitution, where you make them operate in the right side and the treaty. That's right, which belongs to the Moors. That's right, Amelia C. Powell. We are part and parcel of the county establishments. Why? Because it's created within the usufruct. The counties were created underneath the treaty between Great Britain and Morocco. So they are quasi-empire. They're quasi-empire. We have a right to them as well. All righty. Well, y'all, it's 9:39. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody as much as possible. If I didn't get a chance to get to you, please charge it to my head, not my heart. I love all y'all. You know, let's continue, man, to bang on this beast. Not only that, I know a lot of y'all know some good Albion, some good Europeans, some good Oyobos. Wake these folk up, man. Wake them up, because they need to know the truth too, because they need to enforce the contract. The contract is two-sided. It's two-sided. So when they hear somebody speaking lies, they can take that contract too and say, hey, man, y'all got a contract with these people. You know they really Moors, right? You Europeans out there say, did y'all present this when they was born to their mothers and fathers, because the 14th Amendment, man, don't apply to them. It doesn't apply to anybody, really, but definitely not to them, because the Dred Scott versus Sanford already set judicial precedents, which means by default they up underneath the Moorish Empire. Did y'all present the treaty to their mother and father when they were born, at their birth? Well, you may want to go ahead, man, and get right with law, because if not, everything you finna predicate on them is finna be nullified once they wake up. So yeah, the Europeans, y'all need to educate them too, so they can go out there and enforce the contract and teach them about the usufruct. We're not saying, look here, here's the thing. We're not saying that you can't stay. No. You productive, you live by the 5 principles, you're more than welcome. But the ones that keep up that shit we saw in Virginia, they gotta go. Congress, Lien, they gotta go. They got to, man, because they not abiding by the contract. Article 24 of the treaty says, let me double check and make sure real quick. I think it's 24. Yep, it's Article 24. 24 of the treaty. It's 24 of the treaty. That's right. They got to go, because you are violating the peace and harmony. And when you violate the peace and harmony, treaties say you got to go. Contracts say you got to go. So it's the same with, it's not just only the Albions, the Asians, you know, those are coming over from other nations. Even some of our cousins from Africa, they're coming from a different nation state. If you cannot, man, maintain peace and harmony, the Pale Arab, if you're not here to maintain peace and harmony, man, with the original Paleo-American, autochthonous, Aborigine Moor, and pre-Columbian Moor, you have to leave our soil. You have to. You have to. The European, of course, by the treaty, and not only that, you as well, because you came in underneath his usufruct. There's 2 sides by which you can come in. You can either come in through the empire, or you can come in through the usufruct. Those that came in through the usufruct that is not maintaining peace and harmony and order, they have to go. They have to go. Those who are not maintaining Ma'at, the 42 principles, and the principles specifically peace and harmony, because it tells you in the Bible, Moses was learned in all the ways of the Egyptians and mighty in words and deeds, which means he was a practitioner and knower of Ma'at, and he carried the law. That's where a lot of the Torah comes from. You can't maintain those laws of peace and harmony, you got to go. You have to go. Because you're causing problems, man. You cursing our land. And if we don't say something about it, eventually the land is going to curse us. You're causing problems. Hold on. I'm trying to get all of them, y'all. It's a lot. It's a lot. Autochthonous petty. Is it necessary to go through the so-called judge court to have your name changed? Good question. I get this question a lot. No, it is not. What is yours by blood, it tells you in the maxim of law, the right of blood and kindred cannot be destroyed by any civil law. That means that whatever titles you are allowed to carry by your bloodline, you don't have to ask these fake policy enforcers, can I please change my name, sir? You ain't got to do that. It's yours already by blood. You just proclaim it, and you put the world on notice about it. Whatever belongs to you by bloodline, these folks have no say-so in the matter. None. None. Period. So no, it's not. You do the proclamations. You can run it in the newspaper for 30 days. And it's done. And just file it in the county for public record. But you ain't got to go to their courts. You don't have to go to their courts to ask their permission. You just give notice of what's yours by blood and you coming back to take it. You have that right. There are no, these people is dead, man. They're bankrupt. They're in the democracy and they're 14th Amendment citizens. They have no say-so about shit in law. Nothing. Towers Nassim Joel Bay, love you too, brother. Mother Cheryl Wooding, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Peace and love. Nasir Bay, you're quite welcome. Charles McBride, you're welcome. You're right, Amelia C. Powell, they got to give back what was loaned. They 230 years in the rears. 230 years behind on the debt. Yep. Treasonous. That's right. That's right, Allie Westell Bay, treasonous. I need Consuelo. Thank you, brother. Yep. Yep. All right. Yes. Taurus Nassim Joel Bay. Yes. With Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, somebody needs to write them too and charge them with treason. Charge them with treason and genocide. And do a public declaration on it. They can be charged with treason and genocide. Because they knew we were Moors. They already knew this. And they still went forward with the fraud. Yes. Bronzy Coles, that's right. Status is everything. That's correct. All righty. Well, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get on off here. Thank you for your time. I love y'all, man. Peace and love. I hope I was able to answer a lot of y'all questions and give y'all some insight. And most definitely, man, I'm going to try to do this in the future again. I don't know when. I'll just post, say, hey, I'm going live. You know, y'all just keep an eye out. When you do a common law, Mary YouTube, your name is good across the board. When you run it in the paper, it's good across the board. Whatever's awarded and afforded to you by blood, you take that man across the board. So, thank y'all for your time. And y'all have a great evening. Peace and love. Odabo, Washe.